You know, every great painting has one thing in common, and that's that there is a border, that there's an edge to where the art finishes. And I think this is a great way to look at your filmmaking, that there actually should be borders, there should be parameters around your work so that you can really focus on what's important. I think that the biggest mistake that I see people making on their first films or short documentaries is that they're not focused enough. It's that they're trying to do too much or say too much. But I think if you focus on one topic or maybe one moment from someone's life, the more you focus on that, the more you can dig deep down into it and find the magic there. Creating parameters will help you make sharper work whenever you pick up a camera or create the art you're doing. So let's talk about that today, and let's break that down about creating parameters and finding the magic within it.
And now that might sound a bit more philosophical, but I'm going to explain and get into the nitty-gritty of how that's going to help your documentary filmmaking. But first, before we get into that, I just want to say thank you to our sponsor for this video, Storyblocks. That's what that opening sequence was. I found this template on Storyblocks, and if you're like me, After Effects is super confusing and scary. I just never gotten good at After Effects or InDesign. I'm pretty much just okay at Photoshop, but I'm very good at Adobe Premiere. But ain't nobody got time to learn After Effects. But that's what I've been loving about Storyblocks, is they literally have millions of royalty-free stock assets, including a ton of After Effects templates. And for me, I've always wanted really cool title sequences in my films, and so I just went out with my iPhone, actually my iPhone 12 mini here, and just shot some photos around the neighborhood, edited them, and then dropped them into this template, and I did that all in less than an hour. Storyblocks made that process super easy. So go check out Storyblocks. I have a link below. What's great too is it's unlimited downloads. You're not limited to what you can download. So you today, if you sign up for one of their affordable subscriptions, could download literally millions of assets. Probably gonna need a big hard drive. But let's get into today's video. All artists, no matter how creative they are, they need some level of restrictions, parameters, borders to be able to create their magic. So for you, if you're gonna be creating your first documentary film, a little bit of planning up front if you're doing a verite will help, or a lot of planning if you're doing an archival and talking head film will help you make the best film possible. But you need to create some rules for you as a filmmaker, some levels of restrictions so that you're actually free to think about what's most important, and that's the story and the style of your filmmaking. So I want to quickly go over 3 basic genres of documentary, and I've done a video where I've gone into all of the genres of documentary. There's 10 or 15 depending how you break them down, but I'm going to break them down into 3 basic ones, because maybe for you, you're approaching a story or a topic or something that's happened in your life and you want to create a documentary, but you don't know where to start. So the first genre of documentary is verite, and this is on the one far end of the scale. Verite is French, it means truthful cinema. And essentially your approach with verite is to let life unfold in front of the camera. You as the filmmaker want to interact the least amount possible with your story and with your subjects, the people in your film. So verite doesn't require as much planning up front, but it requires a lot of work in the edit. Now, verite can create some amazing films. One of my favorite documentaries, it's in my top 5 of all time, is Overnighters by Jesse Moss. Really incredible film. He really sticks to the verite genre. And one thing about verite is you rarely do a sit-down interview. You rarely even interact with your subject. You let their life unfold in front of the camera. So that's a basic idea of what verite is. But on the opposite side of that, you have talking head and archival documentaries. And why this is the opposite is these have all the planning up front. You very rarely find the magic while you're filming it. You're mostly doing the research up front for that film. But that doesn't mean you can't create an amazing film. You find the magic in your research. One of my favorite documentaries, again, I'm talking all my favorite documentaries today, is Night Stalker. Don't suggest watching it before bed. Just, watch it when it's broad daylight out there and watch it with a friend. It is a very scary documentary, but it is incredibly well crafted. See, that film used only archival they use some reenactment scenes, and they use talking head. There's never really any moments where the action unfolds in front of the camera. So that's on the opposite side. But then what happens in the middle? Well, this is the kind of mixed genre documentary, and this is where I find myself as a filmmaker, where I like to sit and where I like to make my films. This is where you have a mix of both talking head and verite moments, and even some reenactments. If you've had the chance to go watch our film, No Country is an Island, which we have a link below, and again, all of the profits from you renting that film go to help the victims of the terrorist attacks in Sri Lanka. But we did this mixed genre style for No Country is an Island, where we had both talking head and moments where we just let life unfold in front of the camera. So why I define these different genres is that's gonna help you create the parameters for the film you make. It's gonna help you create some rules of the way you approach. Before you go out and film, you decide, do I wanna talk to my subject, or do I wanna just let their life happen in front of camera? Or do I wanna sit down with them and interview and hear about their whole life, and then go shoot some recreation moments or find archival that helps tell that story? Once you create those parameters, once you know how you're approaching this, you're gonna be able to find the magic. And if you're interested in finding more magic in your filmmaking, this is such a great segue, we're relaunching The Art of Documentary. This is our academy, it's our course that we launched back in September, and we had almost 500 students sign up within the first week that we actually had to close registration down. But we're reopening the doors up. Second week of March, we're gonna be launching this, so you're gonna wanna get on the wait list. And what's been so cool with The Art of Documentary is we've seen so many of our students take huge steps in their career, whether it was launching their first film, getting a first film into film festivals, or even getting funding for their pitches with actual broadcasters, with brands and with companies. And we did a pitching contest inside our Art of Documentary just for our students, and we awarded a team who is creating a really cool film about digging up one of the largest dinosaurs in the world. I'm not going to say much, but that film, we've been helping fund that. So it's been really exciting seeing our community grow inside of The Art of Documentary. But if you want to know more about it, go jump on the wait list. We have over 50 modules of training, and we do group coaching calls to help you take the next step in your career. I've become very passionate about The Art of Documentary because I've seen the actual life change in so many of our students.
By the way, I must say that also your academy is absolutely. I mean, I've learned a lot following you and attending your academy. So I learned so much because of you.
Check that waitlist out. We're reopening it because I know a lot of you have been asking. I get a couple emails every day, but we're excited to reopen the doors. But thanks for watching this one today. I'll see you guys in the next one.